Hi guys, it's Ashley. It's been a little while. So today I wanted to talk about. So I've been off of Xyrem for a week to 10 days, between 7 and 10 days, and I'm having bad symptoms. The reason I went off, it wasn't on purpose. It was because my doctor heard that my kidneys have like decreased functioning or something like that, so he wanted to find out about that. And then it turns out he's concerned about my depression levels, but I've had depression since I was like 14 years old, and that it isn't because of Xyrem, and it doesn't seem Xyrem's made it worse, especially now that I've been off for so long. I've noticed I'm still feeling the same way, so, which is depressed, which is understandable. I go in and out of that, and it's especially understandable since I started grad school, and it's stressful, and it's hard in a lot of ways, which I'll talk a little bit more about after I talk about Xyrem, or my symptoms and being off Xyrem. So, the main thing I've noticed is that, I'm really tired in the day and have a harder time. Like, I've only driven a couple times because I'm too tired about it. Too tired about it. And losing my train of thought. What's happening? And I've had worse hypnagogic hallucinations. So if you don't know what those are, maybe look that up. But it's a symptom of narcolepsy. So it's like a hallucination, only it's when you're falling asleep or waking up. And excuse me. And so for me, I've always had visual ones, but not always. Like on Xyrem, I don't really have them anymore, but they've come back since I got off of it. And most often they're about bugs, especially if I only don't have Xyrem for like 1 or 2 nights. But after 2 nights of being off of Xyrem, so they were about bugs and big spiders and things like that. But since I've had those ones so many times, I wasn't terribly concerned about it. Like, I was like sleeping and I was looking at the ceiling, like I rolled up, and there were bugs on the wall, and I'm like, oh, that's just this. Like, I know that's not real. So that kind of thing. But I've had a few in the last week that were really awkward. Like, it felt awkward to me, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. One of them, so once I did have an audio hallucination. I was taking a nap, and I was actually recording myself on my iPad because I wanted to make a video of a sleep attack to post online, which I never ended up doing, but I think because I was so scared or freaked out after, I was like falling asleep, and I heard a big bang on the wall, and I have loud neighbors and things, so I thought they were just playing a game or something and like hit a big basketball or something on the wall right where I was laying. But then it turned out later I watched that video and that didn't actually happen. So I like imagined, or I guess hallucinated that whole thing upon falling asleep. And I haven't had another audio hallucination until a couple nights ago. So first I had a visual hallucination. I was laying in bed, and I think I had been asleep for almost an hour. At least that's what it felt like. And I looked by my microwave. So my bed's like kind of across and then down a little bit from the microwave. So there was this really bright red light. And I remember thinking, what the heck is that? I'm like, I'm sleeping. What is that? And then I'm like, that's not supposed to be there. And I stare at it, like sitting up in bed, like, what is that? and then it gets really bright and like expands, and then it shoots like its lights right at me, like it didn't make a sound, but and I screamed and I was like, "What the heck? Stop!" And I like hid my head and was like, I don't know if I was crying or what, but just like begging it to not do that anymore. And I think I just fell right back asleep. I'm not sure if I actually acted all that out. I really don't know. But then I think it was like the day before, the night after, or the night before, night after, where I heard a girl that I know saying something, like talking about something random, but not to anyone in particular. And I knew it wasn't real. Like, I know this girl's voice. I know who she is. She's not here right now, and I'm trying to sleep. So I said out loud, or at least I think I said out loud, like, please stop. Like, whatever this is that's making this happen, make it stop. So it was just so frustrating. And it was scary, too. And then for a few nights, I was like scared to sleep with my lights all the way off because of those things happening. Like, I don't know, it felt really creepy. I don't know if any of you have narcolepsy and have had scary hypnagogic hallucinations. I had one once where it was extremely terrifying when I was first when my symptoms started to get really severe. And that was freaking scary, where this figure floated in. I'll have to do a whole other video on that sometime, but basically, those were scary, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So hopefully I'll get my Xyrem approved again. I've been calling my doctor every day. I think he's been out of the office, partly because he had retired, so there's a whole thing with that, and then the holiday, so we'll see, but my cat's down here, that's why I keep like, yeah. So that's that about the Xyrem thing. The other thing I was going to talk about is just an update on graduate school with having narcolepsy. So grad school's good, stressful. It's the last week of grad school right now. Not of grad school, but of the semester. Semester 1 of grad school. And it's been going good. I have had to get some extensions because of my disability, but that's okay. It's working out. There's some frustrating things for sure with it, though, especially with practicum, which is an internship. So everyone else does 15 hours a week, and I only do 8 or 9 right now. And then it made my coordinator, who works at the school, all nervous for me, and it became this huge ordeal. And now they had to like write up a success plan for me, and they're acting like I'm not on target to reach the goals when we set all of this up at the beginning of the year. Like, it was agreed upon by everyone, so I don't understand why it's this big thing. But anyway, that's just frustrating. Yeah, otherwise, I've been doing a lot better. One of my doctors prescribed me Adderall. So I take modafinil, but taking that twice a day wasn't enough to keep me awake and alert. So they added 20 milligrams of Adderall in the morning, and that's helped me a lot to not fall asleep. Because, the first few weeks before I had that in school, I was really struggling to even get to class. So the Adderall's helped me get there and not fall asleep. I do notice I build a tolerance to it really quickly, so I can't take it every day. So that's important. It also makes me a little anxious, and I feel like I might be a little allergic to it or something, because I get a little bit of a rash and like redness, but I'm not sure. Anyway, at this point, there are a few people in administration that want me to possibly take some time off or do part-time next semester. I don't know. I feel frustrated about them even suggesting that. And I feel like I have to advocate for myself a lot in grad school and in life in general, really. Like, no, you treat me the same as other people. Just because I have a disability doesn't mean I'm less than, and I have to keep working harder as it is because of the disability. And then with this success plan, it's like, oh, this whole other packet, and you have to go through, do the whole thing yourself, and then have your supervisor, and da da da. It's like, me. So it's stressful, but I'm thinking I'll probably keep going full time because that's what feels right to me. And it gives me a sense of purpose. And it is really stressful, but I don't know. I feel if I don't go full time, I'd have to take a leave of absence in the fall or at least one semester at some point because they only offer the classes in that semester. And I don't want to have to wait a whole year to take the next half of the classes. But I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. I will probably talk about it in my next video, but yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about today were those two main things. So thanks everyone for watching. I hope you fellow people with narcolepsy out there are doing okay. I know it's a struggle, but just do the best you can with your own abilities and limitations, and don't measure your success with what society thinks you should be doing, because that does not work. Alright, thanks for watching. Let me know if there's anything you guys want to know more about with narcolepsy or about me, school, anything at all, and I'll let you guys know.